All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I is, the good doc, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, having some fun tonight on this classic. And the doc means classic live stream for that ass today. Sincerely hope everybody is blessed. Sincerely hope everybody's having a good one. The doc is having a fantastic day. Likely, I don't know how many people are going to show up. This was not a scheduled live stream. This is just me having too much fun with myself. I was in the well, that sounded really inappropriate, but let me rephrase that. I was in the shower and this topic came to mind. Okay, don't ask me how or why, but the minute it came to my head, I was like, "Yo, Doc, you got to do this one." There's no ifs, ands, or asses about it. This is one that you have to do. So before I get into tonight's topic, official time check 8:33 in the PM Eastern Standard Time, which makes it about 7:33 Central Time, which makes it about 5:33 for everybody repping that West Coast, and of course, 8:33 in the AM Philippine Standard Time, wherever you guys are reporting in the world today. Maraming salamat sa lahat, and welcome to the Good Doc Dr. Mike TV. And if I'm coming through loud and clear, please make sure that that is abundantly clear, because I'm not sure if I'm coming through clear or not. But if I am, I need the members of the audience to let me know that my microphone is coming through loud and clear. Press 1. Give me an all clear. Somebody say sound is good. Anybody? So that I know that I'm not breaking up while I'm talking. Somebody? Anybody out there? Anybody want to talk to me? Trust me, I don't mind talking to myself, man. People already think I'm crazy because I do that shit all the time. But at the very least, can somebody say that my microphone is coming through loud and clear? Anybody? Somebody? Shit. Guys, today was an awesome day. Can't complain. Everything went according to plan. Didn't really do much. You know, Doc just wanted to kick it with you guys. I've been pretty busy, if you haven't noticed, man. Doc shooting these videos out. This is the third thing that the Doc is giving you guys today. Earlier, we talked about the one thing that annoys me the most about Filipino women. With all due respect, I love them, but they be getting on my damn nerves when they be doing that shit. Today, we also talked about foreigners and bar fights. Another one. It was a more previous incident a couple years back, but always worth saying. And then, like I said, I was in the shower and I was inspired to drop this particular live stream today. Seems like I'm not going to get a large crowd, so you know what? Anybody who catches this on the replay, thank you guys for coming through, spending some time with the good doc, Dr. Mike TV. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, how would you feel if your Filipino was giving you an allowance? All right. That is the question of the day. How would you feel if your Filipino was giving you an allowance? Now, 99.9% of the time, it is normally the foreigner when they come to the Philippines, wherein they are the ones that are normally taking care of their Filipino. Okay? You know, they're the one, you know, treating them, taking care of them, doing good things for them. I mean, if your Filipino has a job, yeah, you know, it's never enough to really take care of both of y'all for the most part. So, you know, she might be able to take care of herself. But for the most part, you're taking care of everything, bills, all of the good stuff that comes with it. But imagine if the roles were reversed, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine in this hypothetical world that we live in. Let me make that abundantly clear. This hypothetical world that I'm presenting this in. Imagine if the roles were reversed and the Filipina was the one taking care of you. How would you feel if your Filipina was the one giving you an allowance? We often talk about how foreigners put Filipinos on the payroll. Nah, I wish, Rayman. Y'all think I'm joking, bro. I would love it if I was getting an allowance from my girl. Shit. All I could do is YouTube all day. Shit, I'd be happy. Nah, I'm joking. But let me go ahead and get my spiel out the way. But I'm just asking a personal question, man. To my audience members out there, how would you feel if your Filipino was the one giving you an allowance? Would you kind of feel emasculated? Because there are certain people that have the tendency to feel as if it is a emasculating situation. Oh man, my girl makes more money than me. She takes care of everything for me. What kind of role do I have in this relationship? You know, some people have that thought process. On the other hand, got a couple people, myself included, where I'm like, hey, if baby girl won't take care of me, shit, I've earned the right to get that far. Like I said, I've earned my spot. but not too many people will be comfortable with the idea. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a lazy son bitch, man. I want you to understand that Doc's not lazy. I definitely put in my work, and I definitely do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. All right. But, in hindsight, if the roles were reversed and your young lady was the one making the money, making the majority of the money, how would you feel if she was the one taking care of you rather than you taking care of her? That's all we're going to talk about tonight. I'm not here to flex any muscles. I'm just here to have a quick conversation. Like I said, whether you guys have something to say or not, please feel free to leave it here. If the conversation drags a little bit, do not be alarmed. I will cut this bitch off and I'll go back to sleep. All right. Woke up, took a shower, inspired. Wanted to give you guys this particular content. So shout out to my boy Terry Edwards. What's good with you? Rain Man, I see you in the building. Terry says an allowance from her money or my own money. No, Terry, if she was the one, this is a hypothetical world we're living in, okay? She is the one with the money, not you. I'm not saying that you don't have any, but I'm saying she's the one with the plenty. You understand? If the roles were reversed and she was the one who had the dominant hand, she was the one making the most money, how would you feel if your young lady was taking care of you? Quick food for thought. Rainman says, is this a topic from your personal experience? You're right. My lady is a nurse. You're 100% correct. I can neither confirm or deny that, but I do like to think out of pocket every now and again. And I understand that even though, I got my degrees and whatnot, being a nurse or basically being in the medical field, potentially bringing all of that type of energy to the United States, there could be a high probability, high probability, considering the acceleration of her career, XYZ and 1, 2, 3, and all the variables, she could make more money than me. So thinking out loud, thinking forward to the future, not necessarily just speaking for myself in turn, but just trying to see what you guys feel about it. How would you feel if your young lady was the one making all the money and she gave you an allowance? All right. Shout out to my boy Eddie Jackson. What's good with your family? Appreciate you coming through. Rainman said if she's a nurse, bring her to the U.S. and send her and have her send money while you do YouTube from Davao. You think I'm joking, bro? You think I'm playing? That is my dream job right there. I do YouTube all the time, and YouTube is fun for me. You guys know that. I have a great time doing it. It's interesting. It keeps me busy. And, hey, it's fun. Don't think for one split second that I won't set her up and take my ass right back to the Philippines and say, hey, baby, make sure you send my my remittances on time. I mean, in hindsight, I'm gonna be honest with you. It makes you think just a little bit, but I kind of feel like if I ever actually did find myself in that particular situation, I wouldn't say I would feel useless, but it would be like, nah, I can't say that. Because that's inaccurate. If you think about where the relationship is and how it started and where we are now, once we get to that particular point in our life, we've already been through everything we need to, and that right there is just a culmination of the icing on the cake. But let's say, for example, you're the type of person that feels emasculated because your young lady makes more money than you, or whatever it may be, or she's giving you the allowance or whatever. Is that enough to make you feel a certain kind of way? Just a hypothetical, guys. I mean, please feel free to answer it how you want to. Yeah, she would make more money than me in the US for sure. I believe it. Terry says if she's making good money and if she gives me enough money to take care of my needs, I'm good with it. Touche. I mean, but the thing is, I want to know. I mean, I think the majority of us, don't get me wrong, I think the majority of us would be a-okay with the idea of, Filipina taking care of us, but I kind of want to know personal feelings. I kind of want to get to like the personal, like how it really hits your soul. Like, will it affect you if somebody from the outside looking in sees you as less of a man? I'm just saying, this is hypothetical. If somebody from the outside sees you as less of a man because your woman's taking care of you and you're not taking care of your woman. I mean, I know we're living in a different generation where women get jobs and, they're bosses and all that shit. Yeah, I know we're far from what tradition has shown us on television and XYZ and all that good shit. But I can't overlook the fact that in a man's mind, for the most part, in most men's minds, it's usually the man that's taking care of everything and usually the man that's bringing in the money and doing all of this. Will it hurt your feelings or, get you in your feelings if somebody from the outside looking in questions your relationship? Or if, for example, let's just say hypothetically, you go back and meet the family and shit, not meet the family, but you go back and, you get these like strange looks from the family because, the girl's taking care of you, and, normally the foreigner is the one that's taking care of, excuse me, Jesus, normally the one that's taking care of the Filipina. I'm just throwing out some stuff, okay? That's all it is. And I just want to know how you guys feel about it personally, man. I mean, this is not really going to be a long live stream. This is just a fun stream, something to get your mind going, something to, flex my YouTube muscles and keep my YouTube podcast game on point. Doc's always great. But like I said, we got a couple people watching. Appreciate y'all coming through and showing love to the good doc. Y'all make sure you get the likes up on the video. Like I said, it should be more likes for sure this time of the day because my audience is limited and probably it ain't nothing more than the people who actually want to be here, not some scrub ass people. So I'm pretty sure the likes. Oh no, y'all didn't. Y'all gave me. I got 3 likes, y'all. Damn, I would expect to at least have 8. Come on now, I got 8 people watching. Y'all can at least give me. Yeah, go 5. Okay, I see. I can work with 5. That's fine. But like I said, man, how would you feel hypothetically? This is a hypothetical, man. Does it exist in some lives? Hell yeah. Personally, if you ask me, would I be in my feelings? No. If my young lady was making more money than me, I'm the type of person to always find a way to keep myself busy. Like I said, I express myself through my art. My art is the art of podcasting and making YouTube videos. So it's not as if I would be sitting around doing nothing, being a straight up bum. I'll find something to keep myself busy, and I'll find something to make sure I occupy my time and, at least act like I'm trying to do something special with my life. But I'm going to sit there and take that check, bro. I'm going to take that check. Shout out to my boy Malcolm in the middle. What's going on, MJB? Yo, man, Malcolm, if you want to come on, bro, I'll let you on. Just let me know if you want to come on, Malcolm. I'll bring you on. But yeah, man, Eddie Jackson says I'll. Oh my God, you said Sabihin Molang Salamat. All right, man, you are very killing me, man. You making me stress myself because I'm in English mode, not Tagalog mode. But I appreciate you trying to make me work. Terry Edwards says I'm searching for her now, Doc. I would sleep good with no worries, and it wouldn't bother me. Touche, my G. I gotta say that it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all either. And if I could ever find one that could do that, I would be happy. Don't get me wrong. I'll make sure I will definitely make sure that I carry my weight in the relationship. But, in hindsight, we do have these particular questions that are posed every now and again. And you want to know the reason why I pose this question? And a lot of people don't talk about it. Some people do, not too many. But you realize that in Philippine culture, that it's usually the woman or the wife or the girlfriend that's taking care of the man. You understand? That is probably about more than 90% of the culture where it's normally the Filipino woman taking care of the man. The man doesn't have a job. He's not really doing much to take care of family, whatever. And this is no knock on my guys who are Filipino, no disrespect. I'm just speaking from truth, from what I've seen personally. What I've known over time to be 100% accurate is that Filipino women take care of the men. That's it. I mean, and you can go out on a limb and figure out why this is. It can be a little bit deeper. You can peel it back like an onion and, layer it. But I've heard a multitude of different reasons why this is true. Some people believe that it is true because mostly the OFWs are all female. They're the only ones that can get jobs out of the country. So the men are normally left to take care of the kids, blah, blah, blah. They get the remittance coming home. And, what they do with that remittance is they don't work. They don't do anything. All they do is just take the money. They go drink some of it away, spend the rest of it on the family, whatever it may be. But, when you've become complacent with just getting that little check, whatever your wife or your girlfriend sends home to you from her OFW job, it kind of makes you, like I said, complacent. It gets you and puts you in a point where you're no longer looking, you're no longer motivated to get out there and do something for yourself, especially when somebody's sending you a whole lot more money to do nothing than you would make in the Philippines breaking your back 7 days a week. You understand? Does that make sense? When you could get more money for what your wife or your girlfriend, significant other sends you home than what you could make probably in 3 or 4 months working a job, killing yourself 7 days a week. You tell me, you tell me, you tell me, definitely some food for thought. So in hindsight, if I'm thinking about it or if I'm seeing it, I'm thinking about it like, hey man, if you live the life like the Philippine culture has produced, or if you're living the life like what you see most situations panning out in reference to a Filipino relationship, and I mean no disrespect when I say it, you see it unfolding that way. Would you be okay if it unfolded the exact same way for yourself? You know, that's just the way that I would see it. Rayman says, I'm ready to retire. If my lady wants to give me an allowance to stay in the Philippines, then I would be good with it. Touche. I would be great with it. Eddie Jackson says, is the Filipino culture matriarchal? No, that's the weird thing. The Philippine culture is really patriarchal. If I'm saying that right, I'm sorry. I'm tongue twisted, but it really is patriarchal in the Philippines. The man does lead the household, but I'm being honest, they don't really make the most money. Like I said, to be honest with you, Filipina women have better OFW opportunities than the men do. The men have very, very limited opportunities. And even if they did make it out, and some of them do, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that the majority of the people who do make it out are women. It's just that, like I said before, when you're in a situation where you could work and break your back 7 days a week, or sit around and collect that little check, or get that check from your OFW wife or Filipino girlfriend or significant other, then all of a sudden tell me who's winning. I don't have to hurt myself, and my girl's gonna send me $500, $1,000, or something like that every month. That's just hypothetical. I don't know if it's that much, but it could be. She's gonna send me half of her check here for me to be able to do whatever I want to. I don't have to work. All I got to do is take care of the 16 crumb snatchers that she shot. No, I'm joking. That's not funny. But to take care of the children that she's giving me. I mean, think about it. Think about it. And I don't know. I feel like things could definitely be intriguing from that particular aspect. So if the foreigner was inserted in that particular situation, how would you feel? All right. Rayman says, Doc, are you talking about the circles that bar girls live in? The lower class women taking care of their bum men, but in middle class and above classes, the men are the breadwinners. No, in some, no. It's not necessarily the bar girls, tricking out on their on their men. I think for me, the way that I see it is the OFW situation. I think that really does play itself out in a way in which I think we can all understand. In reference to opportunity, like I said, it has nothing to do with her being a bar girl or anything like that. It's her getting an opportunity to go abroad, the husband staying here, taking care of the family. He could work if he wanted to, but he get that little check every month, and I think he's good to go. That's just what I'm talking about. Eddie says, are guys considered lazy bums or lazy losers? In the Philippines, it's a 50-50 on that one, my dude. You got a lot of guys who kind of get a bad rap for, saying and doing certain things. But for the most part, if you had to figure out which one they're most likely to be considered as, I go with the bum part, because you say, oh, they're losers, but they're losers with these badass bitches that they be with. They be with some they're very attractive Filipinas, or Filipinas that are willing to break their back to basically take care of them. You had that. Everybody knows that. You have those relationships where the Filipina is really working hard to keep the family together and all that good stuff. So, you see it. And in hindsight, maybe to an extent, that's what really attracts them to foreigners to an extent because of the ideology of wanting to get out of that situation. But you never know. Again, the situation as it unfolds in this particular live stream, how would you feel if your Filipino was giving you an allowance? Let me know. Malcolm says I'd feel awkward her paying me even if I'm already paid enough. I mean, yeah, I think in hindsight, if you ask me, it would definitely depend on how that particular situation unfolds. If I have to go up to a woman and ask her for some money, I don't really technically know how I would feel about that. I don't know how I would feel having to go up to my girlfriend damn near with my hand out asking her for money. I don't know. It would probably feel a little awkward for myself. Now, if it was in a joint account and I could just take the shit out when I wanted to, that's different. If I had an automatic deposit into my bank account every month without even having to worry about it, that's a little different. But to physically go up and say, babe, I need some money or whatever, that kind of it could make a man feel a little bit different. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to my boy Reggie Dollars. Appreciate you coming through. My man Michael says, I'd rather be a bum in the US. At least I know I could go far on even just $20. I don't know how far $20 would go for me, but it'd probably go pretty far. I could probably make that last for about a week. So that's pretty cool. Anti-gravity, peace, and love to you too, my brother. Rayman says, in lower class families, the women tend to be the breadwinners because they have the men that are worthless, so they have to fend for themselves. But in middle class and upper class families, the man is normally the breadwinner. Agreed. I see. I know exactly what you mean, and I agree with that 100%. My man Reggie Coleman says it was good, Doc. Was good, Dr. Mike. It was good, Dr. Mike, to the Philippines that will give me allowance of hers. I would take that money and use it to her family. So you would take the money and give it to the family? Eh, I guess I don't know if I'm interpreting that right. Don't get me wrong. I'm half-ass asleep, guys. Don't worry about it if I mess up on a couple of things. My man Raymond says the OFW domestic helpers are all lower class women in society. They are, but if they're bringing in the money, they're at least a step up. in hindsight, they're just a step up from the bar girls, okay? But you said the bar girls that take care of their bum ass men. That's why I said I don't necessarily consider them a part of that particular circle. But I guess in hindsight, depending on how you see it, maybe they do fit that mold to an extent. I'm not saying that they do, and I'm definitely not saying that they don't. I see we finally got like 21 people in this bitch. Appreciate all 21 of you coming through, showing love to the good doc. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes up on this video. Y'all know the rules. Caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over this like button. It wants it. It needs it. It most definitely has to have it. All right. And for those that want to support the good doc, please feel free to do so. But of course, I'm happy that you come through, spend just a little bit of time with me today. Now and then. All right. If you need to know anything about the good doc ebooks, masterclass, the whole nine, whatever I got going on, everything you should ever need to know about me is listed in the links in the description area below. My man Malcolm says I believe it's all about who you know everywhere. Okay. Rayman says lower class women either turn to domestic work or bar girl work. Hardworking lower class women will do domestic help work, but lazy lower class girls turn to the bars to make the fast and easy money. Okay. Anti-gravity says, nah, not unless you're in your 20s and she's a MILF Filipina sugar mama. Hey, everybody gotta love them a sugar mama. I would love one, but anyway, sugar mama not in a healthy relationship. Girls who pay the bills call the shots, and I'm not ready to hand my balls over. Yep, not quite yet, my friend. I want to hold on to these balls for as long as I possibly can. Ah, shit. No, man, Michael says it's rare that any lady would give up some cash, and if they have to do that, they might as well. They might feel like she don't have to give up her goodies. Eh. Okay, so if you're in a situation where she's not giving up the goodies, but she's giving up the funds, would you be okay with that? If you're not getting any, but she's still paying you. I mean, I don't. Again, this is a hypothetical. I really don't see this ever happening or taking place in real life. I promise you, I do not. But how would you honestly feel if that was the case, man? Would you how would you accept it if you could get the money but not the draws? How would you feel then? Touche. We'll figure it out. Y'all let me know. Rayman says most middle class and upper class families that I know about have the man as the breadwinner, and most of them do. I'm not denying that. I agree with you 100%. The majority. I think I've never really came across a middle class family where there was no father, or where the father was not the in charge. But for most middle class families, most of the parents, both of them are teachers, or both of them are in the educational field. So it's kind of like a tit for tat, more of a equal income, dual income household, I should say. Anti gravity says, personally, only met an OFW Filipina help in Tokyo, and she was very nice and sweet. Helped me out when I needed over there, and was fluent in Japanese. Boy, ain't nothing wrong with having a young lady take care of you in that aspect. Doesn't necessarily have to be financial, but even though from this particular aspect I am talking about financial, doesn't always have to be financial. So my man Marco says no, bumming for food is a complete different story, because if they invite you for dinner or something, you eat it good for days. Yeah, if it's not money, but it's that, yeah, maybe I could feel that. My man Tino, what's good with you, bro? He says yes, there is a real crisis when it comes to the value of Filipino males in the lower class. Honestly, it's one reason Filipinas flock to foreigners. I do agree with that. The fact that they don't have to work as hard, but if you think about it in hindsight, that's why people see. Here's what kills the shit out of me, and this is so true on so many levels when you hear people say it. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it before somebody else beats me to it. They run and flock to foreigners. You say that, and yes, it's 100% true. Well, I shouldn't say 100, but a high probability of being true. But think about it in hindsight. That's why everybody's talking about. That's why foreigners only get these lower class Filipinas, man. They don't get these high class, high quality Filipinas, because all the girls that they deal with are, the lower class, because they don't want to be with lower class bum ass types of dudes, So when you hear people say, oh, that's the reason why foreigners only get the bottom of the barrel and shit like that, can we really say that that is inaccurate? For the majority, I'm not talking about you specifically, okay? I'm not saying you specifically is getting the bottom of the barrel type Filipina, but you hear people say we're not getting the greatest quality of females. Do you believe that that is actually true? Now that you say it, that's why Filipinas flock to foreigners, and you're talking about more specifically the lower class, So doesn't that definitely play a role in why you hear about a lot of foreigners only getting with the lower class types of Filipinas? Kind of sucks, but to an extent, are we really is it really too far fetched to believe that to be an accurate statement? That's what I'm gonna say. Tino says indirectly the low value of Filipino males is one reason there are so many gays and ladyboys, etc. Yeah, that could play a part too. We've had that conversation before. It could go a whole lot deeper, but I feel where you're coming from. Malcolm says yes, because she ain't gonna give up both, or other than that, why she even with you unless it's solely for good looks, which is messed up. That's the type of mentality that you get when you're in the Philippines. I mean, in the United States, bro. That's that U.S. mentality right there, bro. Anti-gravity says, Dr. Mike, they will make you choose between funds or buns. Women are ruthless. Got to choose the buns and work for my own fun. ah, yeah. Or you can take the funds and go buy some more buns. If you want to, you can take the funds and buy some other buns. I don't know, man. It does depend on how you look at the situation. Shout out to my brother JD Orca. Much love to you, my G. Appreciate you coming through. Just having some fun tonight. People think that I'm crazy because I come up with such random ass topics. But that's what the Good Doc channel is all about, man. How boring is it for me to talk about topics that you hear all the time? Huh? You want to keep hearing this lame, boring stuff? Yeah, let's talk about Filipinas, man. Let's talk about the value of Filipinas. Let's talk about why Filipinas are great. Sometimes I get tired of talking about Filipinas, but that's a particular topic that never runs out of topics. But I wanted to try something new. How would you feel if she was the one giving you money? That's all it is. You tell me how you feel, but talking about the basics has gotten boring to me, so I'm trying to just flip it up on you guys and make it a little bit interesting. I know it's crazy left field type stuff, but work with me. That's what I'm known for. SML says, I thought that was the way Filipino relationships work. The man works and gives all the money to the wife or the husband, and she gives him an allowance. In hindsight, that probably is the way that you'll probably see it working in a middle class family. I know that my girlfriend's friend's family, I know that's a mouthful, my girlfriend's friend, her father works a great job. I don't know exactly what the mother does, but he gives all the money to his wife, and basically he keeps a little bit for himself. And most people in most households like that, in the upper middle or the middle class per se, that's how that works. And they normally, they just give the funds so that the mom takes care of the household and everything and the needs of the kids and all that stuff, and they just take whatever little bit they need to take care of themselves. So yeah, shout out to fellow traveler. Appreciate you coming through. Rayman says, unfortunately, there are more poor people in the Philippines than any other class, so you will see more of their behavior as normal. Yeah, it's truly unfortunate. Like I said, I see my big brother, DE, my boy JD York in the building. What's good? Malcolm, lots of them can't stand a tight wide as I witnessed, but some might actually put up with those crappy attitudes, almost a crab mentality to an extent. Yeah, it all kind of reflects the exact same way. Fellow traveler says, yes, I believe it to be an accurate statement. If you look at the big numbers, most that go for foreigners are economically challenged. Yeah, scares me. It's not, like I said, it's not inaccurate to hear it, but when you hear it, it kind of makes people mad because they feel as if that particular situation applies to them. And normally that's not really the case. It's just a ton of things that go into this particular thought process and the way that things unfold, the way that things present themselves, that really pose these types of questions, and then you get the answer that you probably hope that you didn't get, or something that you really didn't think or want to think to be actually accurate or true. Anti-gravity says a lot of foreigners, especially from Australia and Britain, that flock to the Philippines are also lower class foreigners as well. People are not honest about that. Nah, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, to be honest, I don't know how many absolutely rich foreigners are traveling to the Philippines. That is a good topic of conversation. How many actual rich foreigners are traveling to the Philippines? If you're rich and you have money, you're taking your money to places that are exotic, like some seriously great exotic locations. So you may be right on to something with the fact that you're rich foreigners or the only the broke or poor foreigners. Not saying that applies to you, me, or anybody else, but that the poor foreigners, are the ones that are coming to the Philippines, because the money goes a little bit longer, etc. And all of the reasons why we choose to travel here in the first place. The low income, the lower economically challenged females, apparently. I mean, it's just a lot going on, but it's just definitely a lot to stretch your mind over. That's all. Just enough to, have some fun. That's all. Rayman says, this topic is very improbable because if the woman has money to give you as an allowance, then she would not be choosing a bum foreigner. A rich woman would only keep you if you are a handsome artista. Again, this is Doc living in his hypothetical world. I never said this was ever going to actually happen, but I like having fun. I just ask you, I mean, it's not so much as if, oh, would this happen? Yes or no? Because we already know that the answer is highly likely no. More or less, I'm trying to get your personal emotional feelings behind the topic. How would you feel if you had to go to your girl for an allowance? Yes, in hindsight, it'll probably never happen. Nope, let me not say that. I'm not going to say it'll never happen, but highly likely in everybody who's listening to me right now, the odds of that situation happening could be true for some, but a lot for none. So, if we had to do a poll and honestly answer, do we think that we'll be the ones that are receiving the allowance? Most of us, if we're honest, will probably say no. So what I'm saying is, for the most of us, the majority of us, it won't happen. But if it did happen, hypothetical, again, I'm not saying that it will. How would you feel if she was the one giving you the allowance? Emotionally, like how would you personally feel? That's kind of what I'm trying to focus on in this particular live stream. SML was good with you. So the demographic that foreigners have to work with are the lower income girls. Rarely do you see men having white collar Filipino wives. Very, very few. Some get lucky though. Let's not act like you can't get lucky. Fellow traveler. Goddamn, I'm sorry. He said if she was a rich Filipina, she would select a guapo Filipino of her choice, not you, the foreigner. Huh, that's a nice way to think about it. Malcolm says you could always roast some of these expats, but where's the fun in that? Nah, I don't. I would be bored with that quick. Raymond says a rich older sugar mama would keep around an up and coming artista if he was very attractive. Okay. Larry, what's good with you, bro? He says 80% of the world's wealth comes from the US. Why would you be surprised at the scale of the women? I'm not really surprised. It was just that some foreigners, in my personal opinion, don't like to accept that shit is actual facts. That's what's got me bugging. Like they're not sometimes getting the lower of the lowest, and it's not their fault. I mean, if you think about it, if your woman is one that's a hard working chick, it really wouldn't matter what her economic level is when you met her, because she can always scale up, and that's truly what happens to the majority of them. If you do right, and if things flow the way that they're supposed to, and maybe she gets a degree or whatever it may be, and she utilizes that and makes money out of it, then you got a chick that's on the come up. So that's always something to look forward to as well, in reference to the situation that I'm currently in. So, it all kind of plays itself out in one way or another. Eddie says this is such a crazy dynamic because normally if a guy can't provide and support his woman, she has no respect for him. Philippines is an anomaly, isn't it though? But actually, you know what? Eddie, let me tell you something. It's not really an anomaly. I think it's not so much that the woman is like accepting and willing and ready and excited and happy to do what she has to do to take care of the man. Most of that is just to make sure they keep the family together. A lot of that is making sure that they keep the family together. Divorce isn't allowed. So if they got married, if they have kids together, for one reason or another, she's going to be attached to that guy for life. All right. She could go on about her business, move on and do what she's got to do. But in hindsight, what is it really gonna be? What is it truly gonna be if you think about it? She would probably rather leave than stay around. Okay. 19 watching. Appreciate y'all coming through and showing love. I see we got 19 watching. 12 likes. I'll deal with that. Appreciate y'all coming through and showing love to the good doc. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. That'll make me happy. Anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, please feel free to do so. But of course, the good doc is happy that you come through. Spent just a little bit of time with him today. Now you're on then. My boy Fives, what's good with you, bro? Long time no see. SML says there was a guy on Bobby D's live stream giving Bobby D flag for giving Lisa D free reign over his money. I wouldn't give a man flack, but I'll definitely never do that. That'll never happen. Nobody has free. I don't care how much I love you. Don't care how much you mean to me. You ain't getting free range over no dollar. I mean, I don't care how long I've known my wife. There's got to be boundaries for that. Always got to have boundaries. But sometimes you have people who are cool with that. Rayman, Rayman is very few, and yeah, he's probably one of them. I give you that. Yeah, he's probably definitely one of them. My man Malcolm says, if you know you got good looks and still make some dollars, but she insists on seeing you, that messes with your mental. Yeah, I agree. My man Malcolm says, if she's giving you an allowance at this point, you might feel like shit. I don't think that I would feel the greatest. It depends on how I'm receiving the allowance. Like I said, if it's direct deposit, then that's different. But if I have to literally go there and hold my hand out, and yeah, no, don't work that way. Elgo says an American getting an allowance from a PNI would make that American a total loser. Not to mention that she would fully control that American and make him her biatch. Yeah, that is true. Despite everything that you said, again, hypothetical situation, we can add that in there. How would you feel? You would probably feel like a man bitch, because that's pretty much what you're likely to become. And that is also something that you can, consider in the scenario. Again, if you're saying if it'll ever happen, we already know the answer is likely no. But if it did happen, how would you feel? I think it probably feel like somebody's personal man bitch. Can't do anything, you got to damn near do whatever she tells you to do. That's something to definitely note and put in the back of your mind state as well. Anti-gravity says if she's your wife and she's managing the money and giving you a weekly allowance for a budget reason, I think that is fine. But if she's the sole breadwinner, it doesn't feel right. Okay. Rayman said hard to gauge the finances of a foreigner since many are 2-week millionaires. That's true. You can't really gauge it, but some people, but it's weird to think of it like that. Are only poor foreigners coming to the Philippines? I don't think so. But I believe that the uber rich, I'm talking about your top 1%ers. If I had to be specific in my example, the uber 1%ers, the top, I don't see them coming to the Philippines. I see them going to, like I said, those more exotic places like in Europe and shit. That's kind of where I see those guys flocking to. Even though, like I said, there ain't nothing wrong with the Philippines, but does the Philippines attract? There you go, another live stream for me. Do Philippines attract lower income foreigners? I'm gonna fucking type that out. Give me a second, cause I'm gonna do that one. I might make a video about that one. That seems like an awesome video title. I'm typing it out. I'm not playing with y'all. Philippines attract lower. This is fucking funny, even though I know it's a lie. I might have to change it. Lower income foreigners. And when I say lower income, I'm not talking about Section 8 because those are the types of people that can't fly. But I'm talking about more specifically, you know what I mean. Don't make me explain it, but I think you feel me. Anyway, my man 5 says I'm a 4-week millionaire 4 times a year. Hey, that works for everybody. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a month off and having that fun. Fellow travelers, some low budget expats have Filipino girlfriend working full time and paying bills while he's out doing absolutely everything that is bad. Okay, probably everything that you wouldn't expect. Yeah, never mind, that you would expect a foreigner to actually do. Anti-gravity says if she's rich and giving me an allowance, I would be putting all that money in offshore accounts and buying businesses with it and then running up her credit cards on my side host. Bro, you stupid. that sounds like a fun time, but that sounds like a bad as fuck. You sound like a bad side dude. You sound like a bad man hoe. But I guess that's the way it's gonna happen. That's the way it's gonna happen. He said if she doesn't want the D, she can't be content with my company. Agreed. It would only happen if since he was in New York, make over 100K a year and supports his butt. You say his name 3 times, you might show up, bro. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. Anti-gravity, the uber rich are going to hotels in Dubai and flying out Instagram hoes in Europe to their hotels. Yo, I heard about that, but I'm not gonna say all of that out loud. Bro, you gonna get yourself like suspended from YouTube saying shit like that. You might want to retract that one, but yeah, they do some really weird stuff. My man Elgo says, why would an uber rich person go to the Philippines? I would assume Japan and Singapore would be at the top of the list. Maybe Beijing, China. Like I said, I don't believe they're coming here. And there's not, and I respect. Look, there ain't no reason for them to come here. You just don't hear. You hear about it, but then again, in hindsight, like I said, does the Philippines attract lower income foreigners? And then that includes myself as well. I'm just throwing out some ideas, just something to talk about. Anti-gravity, he said, trust me, we're better off than them. I'm not that adventurous. Nah, I'm good. I don't like laxatives, man. That shit make my stomach hurt. I don't think that that's something I would ever be comfortable with. Nah, Ray, man, this was all me, man. This was actually all me. Like I said, if that is how that situation unfolded, you cannot be mad at a man for not being able to live that life. How can you be mad at a person for getting everything that you damn near want? A rich one, take care of you, do what you need for you, and all that shit. It's a situation that if it happened to any of us, we probably, Hey yo, I'll be honest with you, yo. I'm gonna keep it real. If that was my situation, I would probably change my name to John Doe too. And I'm saying that to be funny, but I'm saying that to be real. I would be really anonymous on YouTube. You wouldn't know nothing about me on YouTube because I would not, under any circumstances, want anybody to know anything about me. So, in hindsight, yeah, if that was me, oh yeah, I'm definitely an anonymous figure in YouTube. You would never know much. You would not know that much about me. My man Cal Winston says some U.S. celebrities have visited the Philippines. Most of the time, they are out on some private islands around El Nido or something. Yeah, they go to El Nido, Boracay, places like that. That's true. They don't really come to the Philippines. They kind of stick to the outskirts where the beautiful beach resorts and stuff are, and that's cool. Gotta respect that. Put some spec on their name. Club fillers. What's going on? He says a lot of them old boys in the Philippines are property millionaires in their country, and hey, well, so it does attract some foreigners with some means. Like, I mean, I just think about it out loud. I definitely wonder. I kind of feel like those that actually, let's see, those that actually, what was I saying? Those that actually come to the Philippines and live in the Philippines, you just wouldn't expect them to be from what I would refer to as the upper echelon of their own home country. Not saying that they don't have money. I would never say that. Gotta have, excuse me, some money to come to the Philippines, but just something to think about out loud. But that's probably not too far fetched. A lot of guys who come to the Philippines as well, they're retired military, so they got great pensions and stuff like that. So always something to think about as well. So hey. Raymond, you're funny. I ain't gonna say that shit at all. I ain't gonna say it at all. You keep that one to yourself. Y'all have a great love-hate relationship. But anyways, guys, I'm just having fun, man. I hope you guys are having fun. Just if you are, guys, go ahead and get the likes up on the video. Doc's not going to be on very long. Just wanted to stress a little bit and relieve some of it. Have some fun. Definitely take all of this into consideration. Enjoy time with my friends and family and my folk, before I go on about my business and get my day started. Unless you guys get anything else to say, Doc's going to go ahead and close this one out. That way that anybody who watches the replay, they don't have to wait for hours on end to actually get it. So I'm a shout out to my people. Elgo says, if you were a kept man, your woman is going to look like Roseanne Barr, some elderly or supersized celebrity. You would have to earn every penny. Elgos, yes, I would not be that lucky. Would not be that lucky. I might be that lucky, but I don't think I'm that lucky. Anti-Gravity says, Doc, where do you mean Filipino sugar mamas? In person. You got to actually be in the Philippines to find them. You don't really find them online, yo. I'm gonna keep it real with you. You don't really come across them online. That's for sure. Yep, anti-gravity. I'm working on getting my model shots, and I'm going on a diet tomorrow because I'm gonna be somebody's sugar baby. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. Some sugar mama gonna have a sugar baby tonight. Don't play with me. I've been looking for an easy way out my whole life. I think we all have not been looking for that, but it's something always fun to think about. Come on, let's have some fun. Fellow traveler, there are rich foreigners that come to the Philippines. They are in high-end condos and they drive cars, not take jeepneys. They pop around Asian countries at a whim's notice. Okay. Like I said, yeah, you just don't see them. There you go. That's the best way to put them. If they're here, you don't know about them. Malcolm says, just imagine if prenups wasn't legal in the Philippines. Yeah, I don't want to imagine that. Rayman says she might be as big and brown as the woman in the bar that was trying to break up the fight. Hey man, don't you be hating on that girl. That was thickness. She wasn't fat. She was just thick. She was super, super thick. She was super thick, like ice cold frozen peanut butter, yo. She was fucking thick. She was thick in her own way. Yeah, good times, people. Good times. Cal says 20 years ago, nobody really came out to the Philippines except mostly ex-military men and backpackers. Very, very few backpackers, though. Not back then, but yeah. Nowadays, you get all kinds of people popping into the Philippines. Hey, Rayman, don't hate me. Nah. Don't hate me on that thickness, boy. That was a lot to love right there, boy. Telling you, man, you keep talking shit, I'm a sicker on your ass. Go put your ass in the Brock Lesnar F5. I'm telling you. She gonna goddamn put you in a rear naked choke. Fucking choke your ass out. You keep playing. You keep playing. Eddie says, okay, it makes sense now. So the Philippines still have old school family values because in America, most guys will feel totally emasculated. Feminism has destroyed the family. You know it. Raymond said she wasn't thick. She was very fat. Hey, man, thick and fat is all relative. No, it's all relative, my friend. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry, man. I can't even say that shit with a straight face. I'm done, man. Ube Pandesal. Yo, that shit sounds pretty good, Malcolm. Where you see that at? I think I want some. Oh, Cal Winston. If you go to the video that I posted earlier, or actually it's on John Doe's channel too, but I posted it earlier. The last video that I posted, if you scroll through it, you're gonna see this real big girl in the video, and she looked like she could body the whole crew if she wanted to. It's a big girl, man. But check the video out. You'll see it. You can scroll through it. I think scroll till about the 7-minute mark. You see her come around, maybe 6 minutes. That big girl though, man. Hey, but she was sexy though. Stop playing. Stop acting like y'all. See, all y'all acting like y'all wouldn't hit that on the low, man. Stop playing with me. I'm done. I'm not. I'm never gonna believe that to be accurate. But I'm just having fun, guys. 19 watching. I appreciate that. Oh, ube ice cream is dope, man. Ube and queso ice cream. Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm with all of you guys on that. Let me go ahead and get my shout outs real quick because I'm still looking at y'all. I'm still fucking with y'all. El Ghost, much love, man. Oh, Macapuno. Yeah, that's actually pretty dope too. I love that ice cream. So Rain Man, much love to you. El Ghost, my boy Malcolm, my man, fellow traveler, Cal Winston. Appreciate you, Eddie Jackson. Appreciate fellow traveler, anti-gravity. Appreciate y'all coming through. Club Phyllis, Mr. INC Incorporated. Appreciate you being here with the good doc. Who else I got? I got to get a couple people out. Fives, much love to you, my dude. Just having some fun. Tino, always a pleasure, man. I know my boy Larry Washington is here. Much love to you guys, man. My boy DE, aka JD, working in the building. Much love to you, family. Appreciate you spending some time with the doc. SML, always a pleasure, my dude. Who else we got? Reggie Coleman was in the building. I think my boy Reggie Dollars was in the building. And Terry Edwards was in the building. I think that's everybody. Just wanted to shout out to y'all real quick. Yep, had a fun one, guys, but I'm good. Yo, man, don't be hating on thickness, man. Y'all be hating. That's why I don't like y'all. Club Filler says many rich boys have left Thailand to live in the Philippines now. Now that is true. That I do believe to be true without even fact checking because of what they're requiring for you to stay in country. Yeah, man. A lot of people are coming to the Philippines and just visiting Thailand whenever they want to. So that has definitely played an important role in what's going on. TJ, no news yet, my brother. I haven't gotten an update. I've looked. Nothing has been posted as far as I know. So there is no update on the couple that was kidnapped in Zamboanga. Truly, truly sad and unfortunate incidents. But this is why the good doc does YouTube. It's fun for me. Keeps me busy. Keeps me sane when I'm going through some shit. So, yeah. No news is probably bad news. If you ain't heard from them or heard anything about them, that means two things. Either they don't want you to know that they found something, or they don't want you to know that they found something bad. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. It has been real. I'm not going to spend too much time here. Just they need proof of life. I don't think they'll ever get that either. Unless somebody does that newspaper thing and, get them to hold up the newspaper to say that they actually got it. But I don't know, man. I don't see that. I don't see that situation ending well, and that's truly, truly unfortunate. But I mean, you risk your life in these very how can I say this, provincial areas. I shouldn't say provincial, that's not right. But in these more dangerous areas that people know to be dangerous. Yeah. I don't think that they're gonna get any ransom demands, and the reason I don't feel that is because they probably have been able to access the money. They kidnap the people who have access to their money. So what they're gonna, unless, I mean, and their names are probably on the accounts. It's not as if somebody else could probably go in and get the money if it was necessary. So likely they found a way to transfer funding, whether it be online. I would doubt that they would do that because any transfers that were made after the fact of being kidnapped, people are probably flagging those particular transactions. So I don't think that's the case. But something's got to give, man. Oh yeah, they lived there for 14 years. They had a very beautiful life. They had schools, they had businesses. You get too comfortable. That's the only thing I can say. You get too comfortable. When you start to get comfortable and people see you're making it and they're not making it, what do you think's gonna happen? You can't get comfortable. I don't know about bodyguards, but damn it, if they didn't have any, they know they need them now. I used to laugh when I see people walking around with 6 to 10 bodyguards, but now all of a sudden, I see the reason for it. There's a very, very rich guy. I never say his name out loud, but he is probably one of the more ruthless type of businessmen in the Mindanao region, and he's always with bodyguards, no less than 10. Every time he goes, man. Every time he goes. And jealousy, jealousy is still there, man. It is high risk, high reward, but it ain't worth my life, man. I'd rather put somebody else in charge of that and not be around for it. My face does not have to be associated with anything to make money. I just need to tell you how to do it, and we can make it happen. Malcolm, we ain't not talking about Caesar, man. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. Not happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, has been fun, has been real. You know what time it is. Time for me to go. So with that being said, the good duck is officially out. At least which means I am going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.